In this video, I'm walking you through what under $700,000 looks like in the Georgetown, Texas area. Now, this is the Segovia plan built by Sitterle Homes. This home is over 3,200 square feet. It has 5 bedrooms, 4 full bathrooms, and being that it's built by Sitterle, it has a lot of great design upgrades that we'll cover throughout the video, and is very open concept. They're known for their very tall ceilings, and in some of their plans, like this one, they're open to the second story when you first walk in. You have a dining area on the left side that we'll get back to, and then you're also open to the second story in the main living area. Now, like I mentioned before, this home is for sale. If you want to see a staged home that shows this floor plan or similar floor plans with a lot of staging, I can show you what that looks like later on in the video. This home right now is listed at $681,000, and I'm gonna walk you through every detail of this home, or as much as possible in this walkthrough. And we're gonna start right away in the kitchen, where I love the neutral colors they used here. They did a cabinet wrap around the kitchen island. They did a gold kitchen faucet, which looks fantastic and really pops, and also matches some colors that are in the pendant lights above that kitchen island. The hardware also matches up really well with that subtle touch that they're putting in here of gold. And then we have double ovens on this side. This would be the location for a refrigerator. And then we have a pantry in here as well. And one thing I'll mention is we will talk about this area that we're in, which is called Highland Village. It's a community that Sitterle is building out. This part of Georgetown was once upon a time not developed as much, but you'll see a little bit later, I'll talk about what's coming to this area that has been official so far and what else is coming up in terms of residential development, and I'll cover some commercial as well. Now, we do have a single basin sink that we saw previously. We have a 5-burner gas stove top. And what I love about Sitterle, based on my experience of working with them before and representing clients that I built with them, is I love their tile design. This tile, I like the movement in it with the different colors that are shown. I like the pattern, just laying it in a brick pattern, but it matches up with a lot of colors that are here in this kitchen. Like I showed you previously, this kitchen island that just has a lot of the colors in that backsplash, I think, pull out the veins that are in this kitchen island. Now, we will also cover different upgrades that are in this home. Like they have a study over here instead of a breakfast nook area. They got a primary bedroom over there. They have an extended covered patio. But I want to start I want to keep going here right in the living room, because I love how this living room opens to the second story. And we have 10-foot sliders off my right shoulder that open up to this beautiful patio. I know this home's empty. Again, I can show you later on in the video a home that's staged that's similar to this. But I like how they have the floor outlet here. That's perfect for putting a couch right here, looking up at the TV, open with the dining room to our left, sliders going out to a patio on our right. And this is what I love about homes like this, because I think for so many people, they spend a lot of time in their main living area and they want something that feels very open. Come back from a long day of work, it's nice when you come back to this with tall ceilings. It's open to the game room upstairs, and then I love all those upgrades in the kitchen. Okay, I'm gonna head outside and then I'm gonna get back in. We're gonna show the study, the primary bedroom next, and then you'll see this home actually has 2 bedrooms downstairs, 3 bedrooms upstairs. It's a good amount of rooms for around 3,200 square feet. I do like the extended patio. I think extending your patio aftermarket is difficult to do. Most people end up trying to put in a pergola, and I just don't think that serves the same purpose as this patio does. It gives you good shade. You see the sun setting on that side in this home. And if you can imagine the gas stub out being there, you could put a grill right there, and you could be grilling on this patio in shade and still enjoy your backyard. Now, just in full disclosure, this section of Highland Village is just getting built out. So there will be a home right behind this home But if you like greenbelt lots, that home in the distance, I have a walkthrough of that home. Just reach out to me if you want it. It does back to a greenbelt and a park area that's there. I love the ceiling design. I didn't point it out before, but I love this when heading outside. Just really ties in this patio so well. Now, a little bit about Highland Village. This is a community that's a little bit deeper into Georgetown, but it's right off of Ronald Reagan Boulevard. Ronald Reagan Boulevard is the same road Apple is building their second headquarters south of here. Now, I don't know the exact mileage off the top of my head, but it's something that I talk about a lot when I'm sharing my screen on Google, so I usually just pull it up there. But I can put that in the comments so you understand the reason why this area is growing is there's a lot of jobs coming south of there, and then there's secondary jobs that are coming around those big tech companies. There are also other growth factors like 2 children's hospitals being built along the northwest corridor of Austin, and these areas are around like 30 to 40 minutes commute to those big employers. We'll talk a little bit more about that and what's coming up to this area later on in the video. Getting back to it, I love this study option for so many buyers that are looking to work from home. They want privacy. And what I often hear from buyers is, especially ones with dogs, they don't want their study on the front, right off the front door. Every time an Amazon delivery guy comes up or a mailman comes up, their dog goes, barks, which what they're supposed to do, right? But the problem is they can't get as much privacy as they want. I'm not blaming dogs. I love dogs, but sometimes it's nice just having a study off the back of the home where you're open right up to the backyard. You have some glass inserts in these doors. And then anytime you need to come out, grab a snack, you're right here at the kitchen, and you're right also off of that main living area. Now, by the way, if you are worried about sound and somebody's hanging out in the main living area and you're working from home, you're trying to get some work done in that study, there are sound absorbing panels, and that's something you can certainly search for on Amazon or really anything. And I've found those have been very effective. Now, this is going to be the primary bedroom. I love how they did a tray ceiling in here. They have good lighting in this inventory home that's for sale. Great windows that are off the back wall. Now we're going to head over to the primary bathroom next. And what I remember most about one of my clients built with Sitterle Homes is they had great tile selections. And you can see that here in the primary bathroom where they did a wood look tile on the floor. They put it on a herringbone pattern. They did this very fun tub backsplash tile in this freestanding tub. And that tile, I think, is really the focal point of this primary bathroom. And then you see some of those colors in this bathroom right here in the countertop, which just has some subtle veins to it. As you can see by all the sunlight coming in, they have a good amount of natural light coming in from those windows up there. If you are worried about privacy, you can absolutely do a film aftermarket. My wife and I did that for transit windows in our bedroom. Not difficult to do. I'm not a very handy person. It was very simple to do that. We have a walk-in shower. I like how that tub backsplash tile is something similar to what they did in a hexagon on the floor. We do have a more simple tile laid in a brick pattern going all the way up to the ceiling. And that's because you have a lot of color in this bathroom. It's what I find a lot of people struggle with in the design studio is they see all this great design and they try to bring out all these samples. And a good designer will talk about how some of those different design elements that they're putting in a primary bathroom or a kitchen, where there's a lot of materials that need to coordinate with each other, they'll clash if you have a lot of movement in each of those tile selections. And I think with this home, obviously done by a professional, if it's an inventory home, I like how they did a fun touch on the floor with that herringbone pattern. They did a great tub backsplash and a mud set floor tile in the shower. And then that's when you really have to keep that wall tile simple, right? They just kept it very light and bright, matches up with the countertops really well. And we saw the primary closet in there, which had a good amount of room for this square footage. I'm not going to open up every, linen closet. It's what most of those closets are. I'm going to keep going here into the dining room. Now, that's why they have this light fixture. I like how they have a couple of windows off that side. Also love this light fixture. I've had people do that actually over their kitchen island and do like a bigger light fixture over their kitchen island. And then on this side, we have a utility room. And I told you about the tile. So I did have a client just do this at the design studio this past week. They did a really fun tile that had some like flowers in it. And I would say one of my clients, the spouse, loved it. The other one was maybe not as much of a fan, but one of them won out is the way I'll put it. And I won't tell you who, but I'm really excited to see their house come together. I think you can always do fun stuff when you're building from scratch. And by the way, this is a 3-car garage. It is a tandem. Clearly they must have had a mistake tub, or that's a tub that's going into a neighbor's home. But you do have the tandem space right there. Those are some water heaters in the corner. One thing I'll say that's tough is when you enter in through the tandem space, you just can't store as much. Whereas if you have the door to enter your home here, unfortunately that's where like the stairwell is for this home, sometimes you're able to store some more materials. Obviously I'm nitpicking here, but I do want to point it out. It's one of the things where I'm very detail oriented, so I try to cover as much as I can, but I still think you could still fit a good amount of things in that storage space, and we all know we have things, right? I didn't talk about this at the front door. I love this iron door that they do. It's just push and pull. There's no real knob. That's one of the new things that I've been seeing often, especially in a lot of model homes, and I love seeing that in inventory homes. Also didn't cover all the lights and how open that area is right outside the front door. It actually opens to that very tall ceiling, which is fantastic. Now, before we head upstairs, I want to show you that second bedroom and full bathroom right here. And while I do, I should introduce myself. My name is Raj Sahu. I'm a realtor in the Austin, Texas area. And I've represented clients with 20 different builders. Now, I started posting on YouTube because I just wanted to memorize plans. So many years ago when I was starting, I said the best way to memorize plans is I'm going to record them. I'm going to force myself to talk about them. And then when people ask me about various floor plans with different builders, I'll know all of them. And of course, you never really know necessarily all of them. You're always touring new plans. There's new builders. There's lots of growth being here in Austin, Texas. But you tend to know a pattern of what a lot of people like. I've now walked these homes with dozens and dozens of buyers where I'm catching a pattern of what people say about these homes. For example, this second bedroom down, a lot of people ask, hey, if my parents are going to be staying with us, sometimes for weeks, sometimes for months, this second bedroom down, is it big enough for them? Can they fit a dresser? Where would they put their clothes? Can they fit a nightstand on either side? If that closet door is going to hit into that nightstand, is that a problem? And so I don't think I've had that many people evaluate second bedroom down sizes, but now I'm hearing it more and more and more. And I'm seeing some builders even adjust to that and talk about how big their secondary bedrooms are, because that wasn't a thing before. But for, aging grandparents, it's definitely become a thing. And that's something that I think is important to focus in on. Also, each builder has pros and cons. So I'm not going to list all the pros and cons of every builder, but that's something that I advise my clients on, because I've represented clients with 20 different builders, and I've seen them change over time. I know what the trend is, and that's something I'm always happy to disclose. Like I mentioned about Sitterle, what I do like about them is the amount of design options that they have. They do have a separate design studio. Currently, at the time I'm posting this video, it is located right off of Whitestone Boulevard in the northwest quarter of Austin. And my clients had a really good experience going down to Sitterle. In fact, Sitterle has custom home lots, or I would call them pseudo-custom home lots, where you can switch around walls and different things, about 10 minutes south of here. So I'll show you a home like that if you are curious what their custom homes with amazing views look like. And we are in the game room upstairs. There will be homes next to this one off the side here. And off of these game rooms are just various bedrooms. So I like how you do get some space here between all the bedrooms. Sometimes with a 5-bedroom home, each bedroom is kind of like you have like 3 bedrooms all piled in together right next to each other with no space, no privacy. I think you're going to see the opposite here, where they have a bedroom with a full bathroom accessible from the hallway. So if guests are upstairs, they can use this bathroom. And then you have a more private bedroom right here. Now, going back to Highland Village and what's coming up around this area, H-E-B, our local Texas grocery store, they just bought land 2 minutes north of here. Now, that's just something I heard from the builder agent. I don't know what else a grocery store would do with land. So I think they're hopeful that a grocery store is going to come up. And the reason why is this area was just 2 communities previously. They're going to go from 2 communities to about 5 communities. And I'm saying that this year in 2024. And so that's the big change that's happening. Obviously, anytime you have a residential boom in an area, when there wasn't that much residential, there were just maybe some 1-acre lot communities that maybe felt a little bit more country, then you just didn't have any reason to grow or have a grocery store come in or have pad sites come in and have commercial come up to hopefully have like a coffee shop or a restaurant or something like that. Now, I haven't heard of anything official like coffee shops and restaurants, but I do know the first set of infrastructure to come in is a grocery store. Common sense of why, right? That's the first thing that usually arrives. And that happened actually 10 to 12 minutes drive south of here. So there are other communities right off of 29 and Ronald Reagan Boulevard. And those areas had a lot of growth between communities around that area. And all of a sudden, H-E-B grocery store came up there. And then lo and behold, what happened? I just had tacos at Torchy's Tacos there. People used to go to Torchy's a lot downtown, and now you see a Torchy's about 28 miles outside of downtown. Hello again. We also have a lot of commercial there. So there's a pizza shop now there. There's a coffee shop. There's an Orange Theory. There's a dentist. There's all sorts of infrastructure that's coming around that H-E-B shop. Or I shouldn't call it infrastructure. A lot of fun things that people want to be around that's around infrastructure. And that infrastructure starts with a grocery store. Now, as a realtor, I can't speculate on what's coming. All I can tell you is what's happened previously, like what happened 10 to 12 minutes south of here off of 29 and Ronald Reagan. And all I can tell you is different news, like that H-E-B buying that property that's 2 minutes north of here. And that's what I think is the draw of this area. Your dollar does tend to go further, being a little bit further out from the other communities that are south of here. But in return, you get these beautiful homes like this one listed at $681,000. Now, keep in mind, I didn't talk about incentives. There are incentives. I don't want to post that here publicly simply because they do change over time. And if it depends on kind of when you reach out to me, but we can always kind of go back to the builder and ask for more, especially when you're working with a realtor that's doing a good amount of volume with each builder. And that's me. So I'm happy to talk further if you need help. I specialize in a lot of new construction and newer types of homes. And I've proven that by even referring out my own family. So when my cousins wanted to sell their home, I actually connected them with another realtor because that realtor was specialized in listings. When my own brother-in-law and sister wanted to buy an investment property, I told them to work with this other agent who 80% of his business were investments. Now, here's what I can tell you. If you're looking at new construction, especially in the North Austin corridor, then you want to know what all the options look like and what the cons are of some of those options, because most people are not going to tell you about cons. They're just going to sell you on that community, on that builder, on that home. I don't do that. I show you pros and cons, and my goal is to just educate you on what's out there so you can make a great decision on the biggest purchase of your life, buying a home. So reach out to me. My number's at the bottom of the description of this video. If you're watching this on my website, great. If you're watching this on YouTube, I post exclusive content on my website, and the link to that is at the top of the description of this video. Finally, if you want to see that home that is for sale that has an incredible view. It's at a different price point. I'm gonna put that right here on the right side of your screen. And then if you want to see a model home tour with Sitterle that is fully staged out, fully decked out, go ahead and click on the thumbnail on the right side of your screen. As always, I hope this helps. Take care, everyone.